Tonight we're going to be elaborating on no paint gel stain. We have 4 projects to go and do tonight, so we're going to move pretty quick. We're going to be mixing no paint gel stain. We're going to be going over some troubleshooting of some things that happened on this table. I've got a piano bench that I started last week, and I have a dining room table here, which I guarantee you, if y'all don't have one currently in your kitchen, you grew up with one. It's that pine to it. So we're going to be going over that and mixing some stains together. All right, so there are 6 colors of no paint gel stain. You've got Picklin White, which is white. You've got weathered gray, again, gray. You've got espresso for some of you guys. That is a dark, rich brown. There's a walnut, which is a lighter brown. Those are my 2 go-tos, espresso and walnut. But there's also Colonial Black, again, black, and the Georgian Cherry, which is kind of a reddish hue. We had some challenges over the weekend. I don't know if any of y'all are Texas. Any Texas people on the news last night when the weather people went and drew the circle that was over my house? We had a tornado on both sides of us. The trampoline is still out there. It's not up anymore, but it's still out there. Did you know when you're painting with no paint gel stain, you can go over more than just wood surfaces? I didn't realize until I did it myself that you can paint over slick stick. I did a custom job for a lady that wanted it to be all white, and then she changed her mind and said, no, now I want the top stained. You can use a brush, you can use a applicator pads, you can use a sponge, I'll always use a glove in a pinch. A Ziploc bag will work. And y'all laugh, you know what I got under my chair? I got my petroleum jelly. This stuff is oil based, so if you get it on you, it will stay. All right, petroleum jelly. It comes in scents. I like lavender. You put that on, and I can show you later when I get this on me that it's going to come right straight off. I've already got my Ziploc bag here and my random sock, and we're going to experiment on this table a little bit. I like to mix my stains, not in one container, but to give the table some dimension. I'm going to start out with my Colonial Black here. So I always use a little like artist's brush. It was a very exciting night last night. Very exciting. My sister lives a little bit north of me, and she texted me at one point, and instead of being like, hey, are you guys okay? She's like, you always did like your camera time. And we're literally right there where, I mean, like even our little backcountry road was on there. The storm chasers actually hid out at our little town bank. So we got to see our little town on the news last night. It was fun. We had the dirty clothes out of the closet that we were going to hide in, and the dog was in the house, so all was well. 3 days like this. If you close it up, I've heard they can, like, it gets dangerous if you keep all the chemicals locked up, so don't lock it up to where air can't get to it, but if you leave it completely out and not wrapped up inside the bag, it dries out faster. So that was our Colonial Black, which is a true black. It's very black. Now this is the weathered gray. So it's just a really light gray. I would liken it to manatee gray if you're going with paint. Getting a new little baggie. And I can use gloves. I do have gloves, but I don't know. I think this is more fun. So here we go. We're going to mix in. Let's see. I want to make sure. I'm going to move just a little bit because I want you guys to really be able to see. So that was our Colonial Black, which is a true black. Now this is the weathered gray. So it's just a really light gray. I would liken it to manatee gray if you're going with paint. Getting a new little baggie. And I can use gloves. I do have gloves, but I don't know. I think this is more fun. Here we go. We're going to mix in. I'm not going to get as much. Just getting a tiny little bit there. And I'm just going to come through. And I'm just going to tap it. Looks like a big dog walked across it. Took that one off. Get my Colonial Black again. And then I'm going to come across like that. And it's just going to streak it. We're going streaking. for a factory finish, I mean, that really gives it an interesting look. So again, with the black, there you go. If I'm missing comments, guys, I will come back and answer them. I like I said, circular motions. I get the paint on, or the stain on, get it on your edges, and I'll come back and straighten out my swoops here in a second, unless you want swoops. I thought about doing a table in nothing but big round motions, except that it leaves kind of a texture, like if you were to do sheet, or you're covering your sheetrock with spackle or something, and you've seen the big round circles on people's ceilings or walls. That's what it leaves here. It's not exactly a smooth finish. So it's covering those spots really good. So I'm happy with that. You're not sure if it's dry or not. How do you tell if no paint gel stain is dry? Since it's oil based, it's going to be sticky to the touch. If it's just a little bit dry, it'll be tacky, and it will pull, like if you were to touch a sticker, say you're taking a sticker off of your kid and it's got that tacky on the back of the sticker, your stain is not dry if it's at all tacky. You want to be able to run your hand across it so super smooth and it not catch anywhere. And make sure it's dry on your entire piece, because if it's dry over here, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's dry over here. Just run your hand all over it and make sure. I started to do it as a test, but I didn't have the heart. If you go back over it before it's dry and you put that next coat on, it will wipe back what you've already put on there. Trust me. Of the Damask stencil, I'm so good at saying that now. I like to keep my stencils in the original packaging. And just real quick before I get this one dirty, these are a booger to put back in the packaging, unless, well, for me anyway, unless you use this little trick, because you tend to catch on the outer edges here, and then sometimes I have ripped down the side trying to get this stinking thing back in. I fold it up, I stick it in there, and then you can work it flat once it's, voila. With these being so large, I always tape them into place. These are the Mylar stencils, and they're just a little slippery. It's a piano bench, and I thought, it's so dull. Let's get to this already. What'd y'all do with all my stuff? On the Gemstone Mousses, on every single one of them, they come and they're going to be, this one's a little older, but normally they'll have like a little bit of liquid on the top of them, and you're going to want to stir it all together. You want 100% of the goodness in the jar. If you're only using 76%, 82%, you're not getting everything that's in the jar, and it's all in there for the specific purpose of making you have a successful project. So I've got a good little bit there. I'm going to offload. So this one, we're going to start with the center, and I'm just going to tap. That's actually covering exceptionally well. I'm very pleased. I think that's about all I want to do there. What? If I'd used a smaller brush on my edges, we wouldn't have gotten this little, like right here where you can see it's a little extra, just like my personality. How's that? Thank you very much. Thank you, Gail. All right, y'all see what I'm talking about? Anybody have a table like this in your dining room? This table is probably 4 foot round. You see underneath there? It's all this like pine, waxy, no character. Everybody's got one just like it table. I think I'm going to go mainly with the walnut, and then I'm going to mix in the Georgian cherry. Again, it's a pudding consistency. It's like chocolate pudding. So again, big swirly motions. I'm getting a bunch. Let me scoot back here. I'm keeping my table up in the upward position. This is a leaf that I can put down in a minute. But I'll do that like after this top is dry, I'll come back and do the sides. So there's no reason to be afraid of the stain. If you don't like it, let it dry. You can paint over it once it's dry. You can sand it back down if you don't like the color. There's no reason why this shouldn't be on your table. All right, I'm gonna come just to get my bearings. I'm only doing this so that I kind of know where to put the little droplets of Georgian Cherry. Okay, Walnut is on the table. See how nice and red that is? All right, we're just gonna go, oopsie. And I'm just, as if an animal came and walked across your table. Okay, let's do some on the sides too. We don't want them to be left out. Put it back on. See, I got that good on me. Wiped it off of my jeans. Petroleum jelly. All right, y'all ready? I'm just going kind of slow. And I'm only going over it like once. Like, see this right here? Right here? That's a big thick glob. I am going to go over that again because it is so thick and I don't want it to be that glob. See, so that's fixed. But I'm just going to continue. Now, your arm has a natural tendency to arc. And if you want your strokes to be straight, find an anchor like this line, either this line right here or this one here, and just make yourself go side to side, like move with it. Don't work your hips like this. Go from side all the way, switch your weight over to the other foot as you're coming across to make sure that your strokes are straight. All right, what do we think of that? That is Georgian Cherry and Walnut. You know you're a furniture painter when you just have random pieces of furniture sitting all throughout your house. But let's go ahead with our weathered gray. I'm getting just a big, I wouldn't say goopy, but I've got enough on there that when I come back in a minute, I can, smooth it out. I've got enough on there to smooth it out. It's not going to give me big old bare spots when I come back here in a second. Get my edge. I'm running out of space, guys, so if I come out of camera, I'm sorry. All right, so like I said, just so I kind of have my bearings on where I want the Colonial Black, I'm going to come back real quick and do some quick across strokes. Hey, y'all remember that time I was wearing my favorite t-shirt and said, I'm not going to get stain on me? And then I did. That was fun. And we're going to come back with Colonial Black, like a big dog walked across. Let's get one over here. Big one in that corner. Maybe one there, right there, right there. Maybe there too. Okay. So it looks like an animal walked across my table. But it's messing me up because this sock is black. So here we go. All right, y'all ready? I'm just making one pass because I don't want the colors to completely mix into a darker gray. You could. Trying to keep my strokes straight. So where the paint is thicker, it's going to give you more of like right. I'll show you a second. Let me finish this. See, I was talking and I got that one crooked. Where the paint is thicker, it's going to give you a darker, heavier swoop. If you've just barely touched it, it'll be more of a, a soft swoop. Excuse me, beep. Beep, beep. See, sometimes when your brain goes as fast as mine does, then you can't remember what you just said. I will say that I want to dedicate this video to my pop who lost his battle with cancer this past week. And he was the best pop in the world. And if you have a good one, give him a call, sing him a song, give him a hug, write him a card, and tell him how much you love him. So, peace out.